All right. Shalom, shalom. Give people time here. I see one thumbs up. If anybody's on the chat or in here, can you just do a sound check? Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Give me a 7 or something if you can hear me. All righty, Brother Elijah. All right. Hallelujah. See, one person's following direction. Good job, Jordan, for giving me a 7. Man, you may make it to heaven. So that's good. That's good. I'm going to give people some time here. I know that Lion's Den was canceled or postponed. So I had something on my heart I wanted to share. So I'm going to give you guys time to come in, and I'm going to wait for the queue to start. Let me just check. If there's any messages here? No message. Everybody's coming on in. Yep. We got some people coming in. We got 23. And guys, if you're on here, please feel free to hit the like button. I haven't been on here for a long time. It's been a while. So getting back into the saddle. Just as a cameo appearance. We'll see. So anyway, well, I'm here, guys. The title of this message is that I had to give all to PastorDowell, the truth. The truth of the matter is that I was talking to, well, let me tell this side story first. We had a tornado run through here and ended up losing a lot of trees here at Straitway Truth Praise Land. And in that allowed us to get reconnected with some of my neighbors here on the land of the village of Hobart. And I spoke to a neighbor today, and I've actually known this neighbor for almost 20 years. I was a neighbor when I was in Thornberry, and when I bought the property here, we became closer neighbors because his backyard is right into my property. I got over 100 neighbors just because we have over 18 acres here. So anyway, we was talking, and I was just asking him just kind of the things he's heard about me and the ministry. And when I say neighbor, this was a person that I thought was a good neighbor. We helped each other out, watched for each other's back when we were out of town, watched the house. He had my cell phone number, had my home number. So this was somebody that I felt was a good neighbor at the time when I first moved in. So anyway, we talked about a lot of things, caught up, and I appreciate him. He did we caught up on a lot of things, but one of the things that he said he heard that was disturbing about Straitway Truth Ministry is about people to be a part of Straitway Truth Ministry. You had to give all that you had. You had to give all your money, your house to PastorDowell. And the truth of the matter is I've been in this ministry for 5 years. And I have not yet seen anyone that had to give all that they have to PastorDowell to be a part of this ministry. You can be a part of Straitway Truth Ministry and not even give a dime. Now that's between them and the Most High Yah. But this is not something that's required or demanded from anybody that wants to be a part of Straitway Truth Ministry. I've been a part of Straitway, like I said, since 2017. July is literally 5-year mark. I found Straitway on July 1st and been watching and been a part of Straitway Truth since July 1st of 2017. So we in 2022. So we're talking about 5 years, and been a part of Christianity prior to that for 16 years. And when I was in Christianity, totally different. We just had news about Creflo Dollar, Benny Hinn. They both coming out. These are like big time pastors in the Christian circle, especially what they call the prosperity gospel doctrine. where if you give a tenth or a tithe, they talked about giving and talked about how when you give, you will be blessed. And they made a lot of money teaching that doctrine to Christians. They are very accepted in the mainstream Christianity. Now, there are some Christians that would speak, against, the prosperity gospel, but for the most part, they were accepted. But they're not like Straitway. Straitway will be rejected right on its face because it's the truth. But Creflo Dollar, Benny Hinn was very accepted. And but I'm not really here to talk about that. But I just think it was interesting that seeing these guys coming out and now repenting, apologizing. I think Creflo Dollar talked about every book that he's ever written on giving or on tithing. He says throw it away, and that he made a mistake. He admitted to that. You have Benny Hinn, who also acknowledged that he was wrong in his teaching and acknowledged that. And even though I wasn't a part of that circle of Christianity, that brand of Christianity, but even we will call it the conservative Christianity, the non-denominational, they talked about tithing. They talked about giving. They always asked for money. And I gave. I mean, just playing for the Green Bay Packers, I made up there in the $30 million range. And so you better believe I gave 10% to the Christian community here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I gave close to $3 million. And at the end of the day, you give the money. There is no support. There's no ecclesiastical rule. There's no support. They will marry you and they will bury you. But when it comes to any type of conflict that you may have amongst brothers, amongst husband and wife, there is no support. I don't care if you give millions of dollars. There is no support. It's a hands-off mentality. There is no support. They only love you when you're giving. But when trouble hits your home, they will flee quick. And I've personally experienced that. And that's being knee deep in Christianity. So I wanted to share a story. But when it came to my testimony with PastorDowell, and I'll get to PastorDowell after I tell this one story, but there was a situation. I was a part of a ministry called the Leap of Faith Lambeau. You can Google it. If you Google Leap of Faith Lambeau, you will see that in 2007, we rented Lambeau Field, a Christian group called the Leap of Faith Group. We rented Lambeau Field. Cost us, now the budget was $700,000 to be able to get Lambeau Field, the speakers, the musicians, all of the things to have that event. It was calling people to repentance. It was on July 7th, July 7th, 777. So it was, they were playing on the 777, so 7 for July, this date 7 and 2007. And I was still playing for the Green Bay Packers. I stopped playing for the Green Bay Packers in 2008. So I was a Packer player, current. And I helped. I was the guy that pretty much funded the Leap of Faith Lambeau. Didn't really publicly say anything about that. It was just something that I wanted to do out of my just wanted to help to create an environment for people to repent because of all the things that has been going on. It's getting worse. It's not getting any better. It's gotten worse. But anyway, when we did the Leap of Faith Lambeau, I was told by the director of the Leap of Faith group that they needed $700,000. So he recruited me to, and actually through the Packers, somebody through the Packers got me in contact with this guy named Pat Boyer. Pat Boyer asked me, was basically telling me the vision. I thought, I connected. I was in agreement, and he needed to raise $700,000. And I prayed about it and felt led, and that's just how I felt. Sometimes I wonder if it was if it was me now when I look back on it. But I felt to give, a matching grant up to half of the $700,000. So my goal was to give up to $350,000, dollar for dollar. And so my goal was to encourage him to go out and say, hey, you got me on board. Go out and raise the money. Whatever you raise, I will match it up to $350,000, and that would get his $700,000 that he needed. So anyway, I felt good that I gave it that way. That's how I felt compelled to give it. He went out there. Maybe 2 weeks later, he came back and said he was struggling to to sell the vision, and that it was hard to get things going. The Packers needed money to put a down payment on the event because they wanted to make sure this was serious. They didn't want to, all of the different things that they could have said. And I'm not going to go through all of the different excuses and things that they tried to convince me to give. So anyway, the point is, I got to a point and I gave $350,000 to the organization so that they can go out and do the ministry that he called out to do. And so I felt good. I said, hey, I gave my half without even raising the other half. Go out and you raise it. I'm done. Let me get going. I'm about to go about my life. And so he went out. Maybe a month later, he came back and says he needs more money. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what do you want me to do about it? I'm like, I already gave half of what I, decided to give in my heart. I wanted to give $350. That was it. I was going to cover half. And he came out with this great idea. One thing about these Christians, man, they know how to get to the heartstring. They know how to, will and deal, how to get money out of you, man. I tell you, man. But I was a sucker. I was a sucker for Jesus. But it was really they used Jesus to get the thing out of me. But anyway, hey, so I ended up, so he came up with this idea. He said, how about this? Can you loan us $350,000? And then after the event, whatever we raise, we will pay that back to your foundation. I said, okay, let's, I said, I can do that. I'll have a leap of faith. So I ended up giving another $350,000. So now they have the total $700,000 that they needed. This is a Christian group, very recognized in the Green Bay area. They do National Day of Prayer. They involved in the politics. They're well accepted. Knows a lot of the big wigs, all the leaders, Christian leaders in this community. They are very well connected. So anyway, gave the money. The event happened. We had like over 10,000 people show up to Lambeau Field. We thought it was a success, and just the fact that people showed up, it was the first time that this was ever done at Lambeau Field, where I played ball. We walked around Lambeau Field every day leading up to the 7th. It happened to fall on the Saturday, believe it or not. But we walked around the Lambeau Field one time every day, and then on the 7th day, what do you know? But on the 7th day, we walked around Lambeau Field 7 times. And then we entered in, and then people start coming, and people were invited and things of that nature. So anyway, long story short, it was a good event. I thought it was at the time. Then 4 years later, but during that 4-year period after the event, the guy was trying to continue go off of the momentum and tried to continue doing other things, maybe smaller events and things. They wanted to raise money, and he wanted to raise it through me. He hung out with me, took me out to dinner, hung out with me. I mean, spent time. He was an older gentleman, maybe because of my insecurities and just having some older man, believe in me, maybe just, it made me feel good. I don't know. When you're insecure, young guy, just trying to make it into the world, just looking for guidance, trying to be a godly man, you become susceptible to predators or people in that situation. So anyway, the whole time during that 4 years, I thought he was mentoring me or discipling me. The whole time he was just trying to get money out of my pocket. And believe it or not, I gave nothing, because at that time, I felt like I had nothing to give. And here's why: because after the event was over. He came to me and told me that he was not able to raise the money. They didn't get to the 350, and he gave a very sob story. I'm just gonna be honest, and it was very compelling. It was so compelling. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm like, nah, man, give me them. I don't know. Give me your shirt. Give me your underwear. No, I wasn't gonna go. I mean, hey, it was a good cause. We didn't raise the money. I thought, like, hey, don't worry about it, man. Just be at peace. That's kind of what I said. Be at peace. That's all. I mean, what am I supposed to do? We raised the money. We thought there was going to be people coming, and we thought we were going to raise the money. It didn't raise it. So, hey, to me, I thought it was for a good cause. Well, 4 years after the event, one of the board members came to me, and he came to me because I guess the group was starting to close down because they were trying to raise money. They had to shut their doors. They were trying to raise money so that the ministry can continue going on. And they literally got the doors shut. And he asked me, he says, Kabeer, did you ever, did Pat ever give you the $250,000? I said, huh? I had to do a double take, huh? And he did not. He did. I don't know if you guys can see me, but anyway, it doesn't. It's the point is you can hear me. But anyway, I said no. I was unaware of the of that. I did not know he had 250,000. I was under the impression he wasn't able to raise the money. And so what happened was, we can see you. Thanks. Okay, hallelujah. Because I am a dark man. I'm dark skinned. So, but anyway, so he kind of came to me and made it look like they didn't have the money. And so I found out that he had the $250,000 in his pocket, and he was supposed to give it to me. The board told him to give it to me. This is from the Leap of Faith group. Google it. I'm not making this thing up. You can Google it. You probably find something on Leap of Faith Lambo or Leap of Faith group. Pat Boyer, the director at the time, was supposed to give me a check for 250. We had the likes of Lecrae. Lecrae was at the event. We had all these. I mean, it did so much, man. But and so I reached out to Pat and said, Pat, is it true that you had $250,000 to give me on the day after the event? And he said, wow. He just kind of just hung up on me and started having a mental breakdown. He couldn't talk. He started playing on the fact that he had surgery and then I'm being insensitive and blah, 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 and blah. I don't know, guys. I'm just telling you, this is just what happened. But regardless, once I knew that I was cheated, I did the right thing. I went to my brother. My brother did not want to take my calls. Matter of fact, I remember he wouldn't even talk to me on the phone. We were just texting, and he really was not responding. So I went to the board, to the Leap of Faith group board, and I called each of the board members, except for the one that told me about it, and told them the situation. And this is what they had. It was a no hands approach. No, they didn't do anything about it. They just I mean, it was just, well, just forgive, and it's no hands approach. Nothing. It's like this man just cheated me for $350,000, and they did nothing about it. Nothing. So that's Christianity. And obviously, you guys know my story. I'm just going to give a little snippet, but just even in my marriage, same thing. Give money to the church. Same thing. Issue comes in, you go to the church for help. You go to the elders. In this case, once again, no hands approach. I mean, I don't know if I'm using the right term here, but pretty much they didn't deal with that. They take your money, they'll marry you, they'll bury you. But when it comes to conflict, there's no, they just don't get involved. They stay out of it. They say, you guys work that out. It's between you and God. Now, when it's your money, we take your money. Now, anyway, fast forward. I'm here, part of Straitway Truth Ministry. I've been here for 5 years. Doesn't even feel like 5 years. It's gone by really fast. I can't believe I've usually been in the church for no longer than 3 years and feel like I'm called to leave again because it just seemed like it's dead. It's just dead. You're going in circles and you're just repeating the same thing. But when you're speaking truth, it seems eternal. But anyway, with Straitway Truth Ministry, I got to say that the word on the street that you have to give all to PastorDowell to be a part of Straitway Truth Ministry. I'm here to tell you the truth. That is not true. You do not have to give all to be a part of Straitway Truth Ministry. Now, if you want to be on community, that's a different story. And that is somebody that has to be invited. These are people that want to be on community. That's a different calling. But to be a part of the ministry, to watch it in your home fellowship, to visit, we have people who have come here that barely give anything. So I can tell you right now, that is not a true statement. There's people that come to the feast, and a lot of the stuff, the food, all the stuff that's given, it's all provided by Straitway Truth Ministry and whoever gives for that cause or whatever. But I have never, matter of fact, to be honest with you, in 5 years now, Pastor may not like this. There's no judgment on him. I'm just telling you my reaction. But in 5 years, and that's talking about all the Sabbath teachings, all of the blog talks, and I haven't missed any of them. And even if I was out of town, I still watched them. PastorDowell has only spoke about tithing one time, or giving, or anything with money one time in 5 years. Now, I'm just saying that's what I call it. If I'm mistaken, maybe he has some old tapes. Maybe he talked about it, all the time, but he rarely talks about it. Rarely talks about teaching on giving. I remember the first time he did it was very noticeable. It probably was in year 3 or year 4. And I was like, yes, finally. Woo! I'm like, yes, he's finally talking. I mean, Pastor would talk about everything in the Bible, but when it comes to giving, that's the one thing he doesn't. Even if you go to Straitway, they don't pass out plate offerings or anything. They just don't. People may go up and give to pastor or to the elders or something, and give it to him, but pastor does not put any pressure for anyone to give, even to be on community. He doesn't put pressure for people to be on community. He teaches that we should be on community, but he never pressures people to come on community. Never. It's hard to get on community. If you're on community, you are very fortunate that you were invited and accepted on community. I've had people that want to be okay. I have people still that want to be on community, and I have to say, you're not ready, because community is not for everyone. It's not. But let me tell you about PastorDowell now. So I gave you a Christian version where it came to $700,000, but really the 350 was a donation. So I gave the other 350 was a loan. Well, PastorDowell did eventually approach me in the 5 years. I got to say, PastorDowell eventually did approach me and asked me for a loan. Now, personally, I was hoping that I could just give it. He says, no, I want a loan. I will pay you back. This, first of all, this is unheard of. And I'm just, in my world, being a football player, having a lot of money, everybody always asking you for money, donation. It's just weird. It's just weird. But I'm just telling you, this is the true story. So PastorDowell asked me for $60,000. He asked me for a loan to buy more property at Straitway Truth Ministry. I think it's for $120,000, and he wanted to borrow the other, borrow half of it. So I gladly I'm talking about. I was like, finally. You got me as, can I? Here, Pastor. I was so happy, guys. I see the like buttons. I see 80 people here. If you guys can hit the like button, please hit the like button. Please help me out there. But anyway, but I gave Pastor the $60,000. And, I didn't know what to expect. This is my first time, but I was very happy because this ministry up to this point has been a huge blessing. They have given me structure. They have given me fellowship, given me good teaching. Just everything I've seen at this time. I've seen elders go through judgment. I've seen brothers go through judgment. I've seen sisters. I've just seen how this church operates, how this ministry operates. And this is a church that I can be a part of. Say, this is the type of ministry I want to be a part of. If I have an issue with my brother, if I have an issue with my woman, my wife, I don't like to use wife, but my Ishaya. If I have any type of issue, I know I can go to a real elder, and there is no handoff approach. They get involved. They roll up their sleeve. They do the hard work. They hear the matter. They hear the person who's making the claim. They hear the person who's defending himself, and they hear it. They tell the person to leave. This is the process. They tell them to leave. They adjudicate that they talk amongst the elders, the leaders of the community or the ministry. They talk. They use scriptures. I'm talking about, bro. They go to scripture, and it doesn't matter if you're an elder or if you're a young buck on the leader. If you're judging, and I've been on there, and I'm thinking like, who am I? You got the likes of PastorDowell, Elder Rufus, Elder Becker. Who am I? And so I'm just listening, Elder Mitchell. I'm just listening, and then all of a sudden they say, Kabeer, what do you think? I'm like, what do I think? Well, I just add my little input, and I just stick to the book. I'm a rookie, so I'm not gonna go off that word. So I just kind of go back to the book, and they said, oh, that's book, and boom, 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 and judgment is done. I've seen this, guys. I've seen respected people in the ministry judge, and they lost that judgment, and they didn't think they should have. But guess what? They did what they needed to do to make things right. They followed the judgment. Bro, beautiful, just beautiful ministry all around. So this is what you get when you're part of Straitway Truth. You get the full package. Full. I don't know of any church that operates like Straitway Truth Ministry. I just don't know any. I'm telling you, I've been a part of Focus on the Family. I've been part big church. Just you can Google all this stuff up. I'm not making this thing up. People may look at Straitway as a cult, as they're forcing people to give all their money. It's not true. So I'm here to make this set the record straight. That is not true. That is far from the truth. If you want to see that, you got the Queffle Dollars. They're doing it. You got the Benny Hinn. They're doing it. And you got all the other people that's not coming, the Catholic Church using what they call these things where they say that to pray for your people to go to heaven. They're the ones that's doing it. But not a Straitway Truth Ministry. That's not what I've seen. And you're not talking to somebody that's just coming in. I've been here for 5 years and I've seen judgment. I have a good relationship with PastorDowell. And I'm telling you, that is the real McCoy. I mean, I'm telling you, that is the real deal. So anyway, go back. I know I digress. Forgive me, guys. So back to the loan. So pastor asked me for the loan. I give him the loan. I'm thinking it's going to be a typical 1, 2, 3 year. I don't know. Maybe just say, oops, hey, I mean, not that I expected it, but I didn't know what to expect because my experience for 16 years is when you give to Christians, they don't pay back. I'm sorry. That's been my experience. It's rare if a Christian ever paid you back. They come in with, can you loan it to me? Then you loan it to them. And then all of a sudden, when you ask them to, oh, man, how dare you ask? You are all that money and everything. I'm saying, but you asked for a loan. Why did you just ask me to give it to you? You asked for it in loan. So now I'm calling for the loan as you said. I'm using your own agreement and coming. Now I'm the bad guy. I just don't get it. But Pastor, he paid it, I think, with, I don't have the math, but it was neck breaking speed. I mean, Pastor paid that off fast. I think it was within a year. It wasn't even a year. I wouldn't even say within 3 months. If it wasn't no more than 6 months. But wasn't even. This was the one time I didn't even keep track. They were keeping track, and every time I would look back just to see what they owe me, it was right to the penny. I would talk to Mother Carol, say, "This is what we owe you left." They would pay me, say, "Boom, this is what we got left," and they would just pay me, boom, 10 here, 5 here, 10 here, boom, 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 boom. Before you know it, I was all paid off. This is the first time. So anyway, let me calm down. I'm sorry. But that is the truth about PastorDowell. That's the truth about Straitway. And even then, I've also made other loans to Straitway Truth Ministry, to different leaders or pastors or whatever, just community heads or whatever. And guess what? Not one single one has gone default. If this was Christianity, I would be broke right now. So once again, I'm just here to set the record straight that is not true for people to say that pastor expect you to give everything to him to be a part of this ministry. That is not a true statement. And because I know a lot of people who don't do that. But now to be on community and everybody that wants to be a part of community, that means living on community. That means we have all things in common. Yes, we do expect for all to be given. So to clarify, people in community have a different calling than people who live off of community. And so we have our offlander, and then we have those who are in community. Just two different. And if that's wrong, show me. I can show you in the book. You can look at Acts chapter 2. You can see Acts chapter 4. You see it there where that's what the people that believe, all that believe are all together, and they had all things in common. They sold everything. I put it on the description. Look at the description, but those verses. Even Jesus himself said, if you want to be perfect, give all that you have, give it to the poor, sell it to all the poor, and come and follow him. And so that's all Pastor really is living out. He lives it out more than he preached that part. He's done it by example. He's done it himself. And all those who are in community have done it on some level or some way. So anyway, don't want to get this long. I just wanted to just share. I hope, I appreciate all you guys being on here. I appreciate the likes. But this is a beautiful ministry. It's been a long time I've been here on this live stream. But this is a beautiful ministry. I just want to just say I thank the Most High Yah for PastorDowell Jr. I thank Yah for all the elders, the teachers, the deacons. We got Pastor Corey. That's why I say pastor, but yeah, Pastor Corey. I'm just very thankful. I'm thankful for all the community heads. This has been a beautiful experience, and I'm looking to live the rest of my life here. I know that I finally have a place that I can call home. This is really a tribe where everything, I don't have to go to the court system. That's why I'm not into paying taxes. I paid taxes for all those years. I paid tithe. And when I needed some type of support from my family, there was none. But here at Straitway, you will get that. If you're faithful and you continue to follow the Most High Yah and be faithful, love Him, love your neighbors, man, you're good. And even when you do wrong, you will be rebuked. I've been rebuked by Pastor Dowell. Trust me, I've been rebuked, for stupid stuff. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, hey, thank you guys for all coming. I appreciate you guys listening. I want it's gone 30 minutes. This is much longer than I wanted to go anyway. But I hope this was at least somewhat entertaining and for informational purpose only. So anyway, you guys enjoy your night. Shalom, shalom. And I'm going to end the stream.